Hi everyone, it's Nicole from Mama Elephant, and today I have a designer series card share featuring the new Purrfect Pear stamp set, which is these cute little kittens and the greeting. And I'm also using the heart border die and the Insta-Love Polaroid frame and the little heart thought bubble. To start my card, I'm die cutting this heart border die, which is a Creative Cuts die from Mama Elephant from some lipstick red cardstock from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm going to cut this 3 times to create a fun little trio heart border along my horizontal landscape card. This is a 5.5 by 4.25 inch card that is positioned landscape style. However, the opening is on the left side of the card, so a little bit different setup. It's nothing too crazy, but a lot of times your cards, when they're landscape format, may open from the top. I just thought it would be kind of fun to have it open from the side. After I have my 3 heart borders die cut, I'm going to die cut this Polaroid frame from the Insta-Love Creative Cuts die collection from white cardstock, black cardstock, and also some surf blue cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. And that will put together my Polaroid frame. Now, I didn't show this step, but you'll see it in a little bit. I did die cut some green apple cardstock as well, and die cut that with one of the Borderlines Trio Creative Cuts dies to create a grass landscape in my Polaroid frame. I've stamped the 2 cats or 2 of the cats from the Purrfect Pear stamp set. There are actually 3. There are the 2 large size cats that face each other, and then there's one smaller one, which I've used one of the smaller ones, or the one small one here, with one of the larger cats. And then I'm coloring in my kittens here, or cats, with Copic markers. The larger cat is going to be black, and so to achieve a dimensional look for a black cat, I am using shades of gray Copic markers to color him in. And building that color up and going over it and over it and over it until I get exactly the shade that I want for my cat. Given a little definition to the head by using my darker marker there to kind of draw in that natural line where his head is, and following the lines of the stamp where it will naturally be a little bit darker, blending that out with a mid-tone color, and then my lightest color, I'll smooth all of it out. I did go back in with R20 and add a little bit of pink for his cheeks just to lighten that up, as well as use a little R20 for the insides of the ears. I went over that with some grays so those weren't so stark pink, but still had a little bit of that pinkish hue to them. Now the smaller cat, I am going to be coloring in with some kind of yellowish browns. Oranges, I guess, maybe, is more the right color there. And again, I will use 3 shades to blend out my cat and get the exact color that I want. I used a little pink on the inside of the ears and the nose. However, I think the R20 is a little light for this little orange tabby cat, and so I did go back in with R85 later and darken up the nose. For some fur texture on these cats, I am taking the colorless blender and simply kind of adding little dots or very, very small lines to the colored area, using a little bit longer brush strokes there with the bullet tip, or not bullet tip, I'm sorry, the brush tip marker on the colorless blender. And as that ink absorbs into the paper, you will see that the color I laid down first kind of wicks or moves away from the colorless blender. It acts sort of like bleach. You can really see that it's starting to move away. This gives some nice texture to the fur without having to actually feather in any color or anything like that. I went over the eyes with the Sakura black gel pen to really give them some definition. Then I'll line up the coordinating Purrfect pear dies right over those images. I'm going to tape those in place with a little post-it tape and run them through my Big Shot die cutting machine. I am using the magnetic platform, but anytime I've spent enough time coloring an image, I just want to make sure that my dies don't shift as they go through the machine. I would hate to have to redo any of these images. So there are my cats, and I'm ready to start assembling my card. I am layering my white Polaroid frame over that black to give it just a little bit of a shadow or some definition. Before I start gluing anything down, I'm going to take some black ink and stamp one of the greetings from the Purrfect Pear stamp set right there along the right side of my card. And then take some red ink and the little paw print stamp from the same stamp set and ink that up as well. That's just a fun little touch with these little furry critters. I think the little paw print is really cute. I'll add some adhesive to my heart borders now and line those up starting right underneath the stamped greeting. And I'll glue those one right on top of another, leaving just a tiny bit of white space in between each. Once I have those all in place, I can flip that over, take my scissors, and trim off any of that excess. Now to put the Polaroid frame together, I am gluing the white frame to the black frame slightly offset. There is that green landscape that I glued onto the blue inside piece of my frame. It has that great stitched detail there. Again, that is from the Borderlines Trio die collection from Mama Elephant. I glued my white frame to the black frame, slightly offset, leaving a little bit of a black border there. I'm going to lay that on my card, not press it down real good yet, and then I'll tuck the inside portion of my photo or little Instagram frame or Insta frame, Polaroid frame, onto my card there, and then I can start assembling those inside pieces. Just building this cute little scene inside the die cut frame. Tuck his tail a little bit underneath. I end up moving him a little bit because I think he was a little too far out of the frame. But this makes it look like they're inside of the photo. So I'll move him over just a tiny little bit. And there are my two little kittens, so cute. Now I have a couple of little thought bubbles die cut here. This is also from the InstaLove Creative Cuts die collection, the same die collection that the frame came from, and I have die cut it from both red cardstock and black. I'm layering the red on the black slightly offset for a nice little shadow, and then I will glue that right inside of my frame. For a fun finishing touch, I did die cut this image again and use that heart inside piece, and I die cut it with some silver glitter paper and glued that in place, and I think that really kind of finished off that cute little thought bubble. I stamped the word meow from the stamp set at the bottom of my Polaroid frame and added another one of those fun little paw prints. Now finally, I'm going to take a little bit of washi tape. This is some red and white washi tape from Doodlebug, and tape my Polaroid frame to my card at the top and the bottom. Here's that little silver heart. Add a little dot of glue to the inside of the thought bubble and add that, and my card is finished. I hope you've enjoyed this video showcasing the new Mama Elephant Purrfect Pear stamp set and Creative Cuts. The supplies I've used are listed and linked below the video on YouTube. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.